Hello everyone, my name's Matt Godby. I'm from Godby Credit Management and I provide strategic credit management services to clients and also review their order to cash cycle. And I'm here today with Richard.
Thanks, Matt. So I'm Richard Higginbotham. My business is Optism and our service is Vault Connect. We help people secure and automate their critical processes. I'm particularly interested in creating capacity and value. The interesting thing about that order to cash process, Matt, what really is the cost of reducing debtor days and time to payment?
Well, at the moment, with the interest rates such as they are, in terms of the cash in the bank, it doesn't actually cost you a great deal. Interest rates are very low at the moment. But in terms of what it actually does, it means that you haven't got cash in your bank, so that erodes on your profits, and it also means you don't have cash to reinvest into the business, pay your staff, and keep your business operating, which is at these particular times is crucial. So when customers don't pay, there's a few reasons why they don't pay in the normal course of events. They could be using you as free credit, and then again that erodes your profit. They can't afford it, and it's understanding when they genuinely can't afford it, and when they are actually pulling one over on you. And also there'll be a variety of problems that are caused by you as a business as well around invoicing. Late invoicing is a crucial factor, invoicing incorrectly, and also not actually capturing the charges that you should be invoicing for in the first place. There's a few businesses that have quite complicated supply lines, which means that actually catching the charges to allow you to invoice out to customers is very difficult. And right now, the main problems that we have are that businesses can't afford it. Cash flow is very, very tight at the moment with the coronavirus problems. And also we're finding that the businesses are quite scared to call their customers for money for the same reasons. So businesses aren't actually engaging with their customers, and the general climate is one of real worry with the cash flow, but also having those meaningful conversations with customers. So what's the main stuff that humans tend to get bogged down with, which kind of take them away from their real value?
Well, I guess we all have those tasks where we're operating as the bridge between software applications that don't quite meet. So we get things that arrive on email, we have to take the information from the email and put it into an operational system. And it's a lot of run-of-the-mill tasks involved in running everyday business are held together by people doing just that. They're running processes on Excel spreadsheets. They're moving data around, and they're effectively data processing and data input using fingers on keyboards and eyes on twin screens. It's interesting that you kind of point out that relationship between companies and suppliers, which is a really valuable human relationship. It's that inability to spend time on that because we're spending time on manual and mundane tasks. I guess that really stops someone getting to grips between the can't pay and won't pay in this scenario.
Yeah, it's certainly very important to have the skilled staff in the right places in your business. And at the moment, with the environment as it is, we all work from home these days. And certainly in the past week or two, businesses have had a lot to worry about the logistics of getting their people placed at home. And there's a whole range of problems that throw up from that, not least systems, but also having the right people in the right places in your business. So with regard to skilled staff, credit management can be have fairly arbitrary rules to it. So threats of trying to place customers on stop or legal action and so on. But if your customers can't actually afford to pay, or if sales have completely dropped away, which with many businesses at the moment, there simply aren't the new sales there in the first place. So those kind of arbitrary threats. So well, at best pointless, but at worst rather inappropriate in the current environment in which we're in. So we need to have the skilled people in the right places to have those meaningful conversations with the customers from a position of support, really. So at the moment, every business is in the same boat, and so we need to be supporting each other through this crisis, being commercially astute at the same time and understanding all the old rules of, can customers actually afford to pay, and if they can, why aren't they paying? But there was a report earlier on this week from JD Witherspoon's where they've actually stopped paying their suppliers.
Yeah.
And again, if you have that supply chain is made up of lots of different factors, and if you have one part of that supply chain now that's breaking, then it's going to have a knock-on effect in many other aspects. So there's an old adage that you pay me, I pay them, they pay you. It's a supply chain that if you're not paying me, I can't afford to pay them, they can't afford to pay you. So it's a little bit of a circle, really. And reports suggest that at the moment that there's going to be thousands of businesses at risk of going out of business over the next few weeks. So it's quite important from a real position of urgency for businesses to have the right skills, high skills, in the right part of their business and have it in there very, very quickly, because the old rules of a week or two ago are completely out the window now. So businesses do need to act to get them through this current crisis, but also to meet the challenges that are going to be ahead once this crisis is out of the way. So in terms of the software that you're talking about, now it's going to be pretty expensive though, right? And so businesses at the moment, strap for cash, the rest of it.
Yeah, and nobody's going to justify spending their way out of the cash flow crisis, are they? Well, I guess the beauty of how this technology can be deployed is it doesn't require an investment in the software. We can think of it as micro outsourcing. So if you take a credit management process and the exercise is about getting the right people with the right skills in the right places, this can be a very simple exercise of identifying those mundane and repetitive tasks that they do that prevent them being in the right place at the right time. And if we think about what's happening at the moment, we're all of us cast to the four winds working from home instead of being a nice, neat hub that we normally are. So those tasks that are mundane, repetitive, they build up week on week, they have to be processed every day, otherwise there's a backlog. They're the ideal candidates for being automated. The software, as you refer to it, or the technology, is applying a software robot to carry out that task. It works in exactly the same way as a human works, i.e. it has an email address, it has logins to operational systems, and it's trained to do the job. The beauty of it is that you can deploy it without any upfront investment. So you're not having to license the technology, you can pay per process and you can pay on a monthly basis. Robots read data much faster than we do. They read screens much faster than we do. So they're typically 10 to 20 times faster than a human counterpart. And what we typically find is that actually we can be anywhere between 1.5 and 8 to 10 times less expensive than a human to do it. So actually, without it being a spend your way out of a cash flow crisis, this can actually be a solution that can be deployed very quickly. I'm just working with an organization now they have a crisis process that they've got a spike in demand caused by the crisis. We're going to be able to automate that in less than a week for them. So the backlog that is being created is going to be taken away. They will start paying for it on delivery, but actually it will cost them less to pay for the automated process than it was costing them for a human to do it. And it will also cost them less in the long term. So it's a short-term solution with a long-term benefit. So return on investment for something like that can usually 2 to 1, 3 to 1 or higher.
Yeah.
Something like that. But if it's helping you in a situation where you're bringing cash flow back into the business, then actually the outcome benefits are even greater.
Yeah, I think it's a fair point that you made there. That my fear at the moment with the crisis as it is that lots of businesses are really just concerning themselves with getting them through this crisis over the next few months. And the fear is that it's going to be a lot of short-term thinking, where businesses, where I speak to a lot of businesses where they're needing someone like me, but simply because they've got a shortage of cash and they need the cash in. But the longer term issues that we're going to have, there's going to be an inevitable recession, depression, whatever you might want to call it. So those businesses can't stop investment just like that. They need to be geared up. There's no point in getting through this crisis if you're then not going to be able to build up on your kind of business from there on in. So it needs investment here. We can't just stop investing in our business.
No, and it's a business problem. How long it lasts for is uncertain, but you have to plan for the different scenarios. If this is going to be around for another 6 weeks, another 8 weeks, if the tail of effects starts to go beyond the summer into the autumn, then we need to make decisions for those different scenarios. But a little bit of creative thought and looking at those things of, can I do something now that will alleviate pain immediately and deliver me benefits in the short term? If the answer is yes, it's worth then some further investigation. If it then becomes a long-term solution, so better credit management processes are going to be a long-term benefit to the business, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, there's certainly from the software that you provide, if businesses are thinking about where they're going to be able to become more efficient, save on costs and things like that, then what business doesn't want to be more efficient? And that's what you essentially provide. And so that's therefore going to increase your cash flow, your profitability. And it's going to make your business a lot stronger in the medium and longer term. And it's the businesses that are a lot more strategic and a lot more forward thinking, despite the pressures of the current crisis. They're going to be the ones that are going to be able to thrive once we get through this, which we inevitably will.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not rocket science, but not doing the right thing is never a good plan. Doing the right thing and doing it better and faster has got to be a better way of doing things.
Yeah, quite true. Yeah. Well, it's great to have a chat, and hopefully everyone that's been watching this has found this very useful. We'll put some links at the bottom of this post, and you know where we are if you need some help. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you all soon.
Yeah, you too, Matt. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Take care.